Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. You'll need skin colored bands, white bands, green bands for his vest, gray bands for his pants, black for his boots. You'll need 4 white E-beads for his teeth. You'll need 2 red bands for his tie and 2 mini pony beads for his eyes. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We'll be using our loom in the offset configuration. That center column is taller than the 2 outside columns. We're going to start by making an arm. We're going to be double banding throughout. That's where you take 2 bands and place them together and place them on the loom at the same time together. This is for his shirt. We're going to go down 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Next, we're going to take 2 flesh tone colored bands or skin tone. Go ahead and place them on. We're going to take a single band. We're going to wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3 is a capping band. It's also going to be his hand. And because Wallace has large hands, we're going to do that twice. Take another single band. Once again, wrap it around the pin 3 times. Take your hook, reach down for the bottom 2 bands. Go ahead and loom that forward. Oop, got stuck. There we go. I'm going to take it off the loom, straighten it out, and I'm going to put it on a holding hook for later. I've already made one arm, so you can pause your video and go ahead and make your second arm. We'll set those aside for later. Next, we're going to start with his head. Again, we're taking 2 bands. We'll be double banding. We'll go down 3 times. These skin tone bands are from A.C. Moore. They are not original rainbow loom. I could not find the color I wanted. Still double banding. Three. Now we'll go into the center. Down the center pins. Push down your bands as you go. Still double bands. If you place your band and they get twisted, you can use your hook to go ahead and straighten them out. There we go. Next, we're going to create his cheek extensions because Wallace has quite chubby cheeks. We're going to add them on, and how we do the cheek extensions is we take 2 bands. You can place them anywhere on the loom. Take 2 more bands, skin tone colored. Join those together. Then take a single band, wrap it around 3 times as a capping band. And because Wallace has 2 cheeks, we'll go ahead and do the next one. Take the bands, do not join it to the first cheek. 2 more bands, join them together. Take a single skin colored band, wrap it 3 times. Then you can go ahead and loom it up. Once, twice, next cheek. Once, twice. Now you can go ahead and remove his cheek. Straighten it out. Take the open ends that are on your hook, place them on the 3rd pin down. Take your hook, place it into the capping band that you twisted around 3 times, and put that on the 4th peg, just like that. We'll repeat the same thing for the right side. Take the open end, I'm just going to turn my loom, place it on the 3rd pin down. Oop, I lost one. There we go. 3rd pin down. Take your hook, put it through the capping band we wrapped around 3 times. Place that capping band down on the 4th pin down. There we go. Push it down because we're going to be adding more bands. Next, let's go ahead and take a band, a single skin color band, hold it with your fingers and make 3 twists on it. 1, 2, and 3. I learned that from Kate from Isalicious Designs. She uses that so that the eyeballs on her figures do not get sunk in when he's finished. We put that on the 2nd band from the left to the right. Now that we've done that, we can go ahead and do his eyes. We're going to take our 2 mini pony beads, and for that I'm going to use a 2mm hook. It fits very nicely into the hole. 1, 2. I'm going to take a single skin color band. I'm going to slide them right on there. I'm going to place that on the 2nd pins down. And I've already used a black Sharpie and made marks for Wallace's eyes. Oop, just twist them over. There we go. Because Wallace's eyes are very close together, we don't want to separate his eyes, so we'll keep the beads together. Okay. Next, we'll go ahead and do his ears. Oop. I'll take a skin colored band. I'll wrap it around my hook 3 times to make 4 loops, so I'll wrap it for 1, 2, 3, and 4. I like to flatten them out. Then you'll take 2 skin tone bands, lift his ear onto that, push it to the center, put the other 2 ends of the band back onto your hook, and we're going to place that on the same pin as his eyes. That's the 2nd pin down. Okay, we'll do that one more time. Wallace has 2 ears as well as 2 cheeks. 1, 2, 3, 4 with a skin colored band. 2 single bands, put them together. Lift his ear onto those bands, push it to the center, put the end back on your hook. Once again, I'll turn my loom. We'll put it on the second pin down, the same one that his eyes are on. Very good. Now we'll make his nose. For his nose, you will take 2 skin tone colored bands. Wallace has quite a large nose, so we're going to put 2 on. We're going to wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll take 2 single bands, put them together. We'll lift his nose up onto there. Try to straighten it out a little bit. And we're actually going to leave the bands like this. We're going to spread them apart and join the band to each other in a slip knot. I'm going to put my hook through the bottom, grab the top part, slide it through, and pull it just like you do for a slip knot. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Slide it through the bottom one, grab the top one, pull it through, then I'm going to pull it. Oop. And there's Wallace's nose. For his nose, we're going to place it on the 3rd pins down. That's the one that we placed his cheeks on. There we go. Now I'm going to place the triangle bands. I'm going to take a single triangle or single skin colored band, put a triangle, put it over his eyes. I'm going to take another one, I'm going to place it on these 3 pins over his nose. Take one more skin colored band, place it down here. This is where his mouth is going to go after we take him off the loom. He looks like he's shaping up. We'll move ahead down to his neck. For his neck, we're going to take 3 skin colored bands. The neck is always a heavy place and bands tend to break there. I like to use 3 bands for his neck. Push it down. Then we're going to take double bands again for his shirt. Once. We'll go from the left side to the center. Push those down. Next we'll take 2 red bands for his tie because Wallace is a very well-dressed fellow. Now we're going to take green bands for his vest. We're still double banding, and we're going to go down 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. We'll do the same on the other side. Once, twice, and 3 times. Then we'll go down the center, still with double bands, in the green for his vest, and we're going to just go down twice. Once and twice. There we go. Now we're going to start on his pants, so we'll be using gray. We'll be double banding again for his pants, and we're going to go all the way down to the end of the loom. 4. We'll do the same on the left side. Double gray bands. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we'll go down the center only 2 times with double bands still. 1 and 2. Now, because Wallace's face is so long, we've ended up a little bit short on the pegs for his legs, so we're going to make leg extensions, but they're very simple. We're going to start with his boots. We're going to take 3 single bands, black, and we're going to wrap them around the hook 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. I'm going to try to straighten it out a little bit so they don't look so messy. Then we're going to slide them onto 3 black bands. There we go. Push them to the center. We'll take the end of those same bands and put it back on the hook. Now we're going to add the extensions for his pants. We're just going to use 2 bands this time in gray. Pull it through his boot. Put the end back on your hook. And we'll do that one more time. Pull it through. Put the end back on your hook. Straighten it up a little bit. And we'll place that on the bottom of the loom on the left side. There we go. Straighten it up a little bit. There. We'll do that one more time for the right side. We'll take 3 black bands for his boot. Place it on your hook. Wrap it around 3 times so you have 3 little groups. Try to flatten it out. Oh, that one turned out very nice. Once again, we'll take 3 black bands and we'll lift his boot onto those 3 bands. We'll put the end back on your hook. Straighten it out. Oh, and I see we have a pussycat hair. Okay, there we go. Now again, we'll take 2 single gray bands, put them together to make the extension for his pants. Put the other end back on your hook. We'll do that one more time. Take 2 gray bands, slide them on, put the end back on. We're going to use that for his right pant leg. Slide it right on the bottom of the loom. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to take his arms off of your holding hook. Put it and slide it right on the peg at the end of his 2 white bands that are going to be his shoulders. Do the same on the right side. Slide it right on. There we go. Okay, now we'll put our triangle bands on. We're going to take a single green triangle band, place it there, another single green triangle band, just a single band, place it on. We'll switch to gray triangle bands to match his pants. One, another one. There we go. And we'll take 1 more single triangle band and we'll place it over the edge. Take your hook, lift it up and pull it forward. The purpose of using that band is so that his pants are not hanging down in between his knees. We don't want him having droopy drawers. Okay, let's check to make sure we have everything that we need for our Wallace. Ears, nose, cheeks, eyes, his arms, his tie. We've got our holding bands, skin tone here, here, and here. We also have green, 1, 2, and 3 grays. We've put his feet and his boots on. I believe we're ready to loom. To start looming, reach underneath his leg extension, grab the bottom 2 bands and hang on to his leg extension so it doesn't pop off. We'll do the same on the other side. Grab it and pull it forward. There we go. And we can loom all the way up to his shoulder. Make sure you're pulling back the holding bands and reach for the 2 bands at the bottom. We'll continue that to his shoulder. Pull back the triangle band, go up, pull back the triangle band. Stop when you get to his shoulder. Do the same on the right side. Pull back the holding band, grab the bottom 2 bands. Once again, we'll stop when we get to his shoulder. There we go. Go back up the center, grab the 2 gray bands and pull them up to the next pin. I missed. There we go. Pull up. We're going to stop before we do his tie. Because we want his tie to be in the forefront, we'll go ahead and we'll do the side. Reach down through his arm bands all the way to the bottom. Grab his 2 white shirt bands. Do the same on this side. Reach all the way down to the bottom through his arm. Pull it up to the center pin. Now we'll do his tie. Reach for the 2 red bands. Pull them up. Put them on the center pin. And we'll push it down. I'm just going to check to make sure that we have teardrops all the way up. Make sure we didn't miss anything. Very good. Now remember, he has 3 bands for his neck, so it's quite thick, and there are a lot of bands on this pin. So we're going to reach in, and I'm just going to turn sideways to make sure I can see all 3. 1, 2, 3. Grab them. Oop. And loom them forward. It's extremely tight there. So if you find that it's tight, just take your hook and wrap it around to relieve some of the tension. Okay, now we're ready to do his neck. We're going to pick the top 2 bands. For me, the top 2 bands are the center bands. Oh, and I just grabbed one. So take that band, go ahead and loom it forward. Grab the second one and do the same thing. Loom it forward. And the next set of bands for me are to the left. So I'm grabbing them and looming them to the side. Grab the bottom 2 bands and they're going to the right. Now remember, his cheek extensions are here, so there are a lot of bands. Once again, reach through all the way to the bottom and just grab the bottom 2 flesh colored bands and loom them straight ahead right over top of his cheek extensions. Do the same thing on this side. Just grabbed one. I'll go back and get the other one. Okay. Loom it forward. And I have tension there, so I'm just going to wrap my hook around it to loosen it. Okay, next we can go ahead and loom up the side. I'm going to turn sideways again because we have a lot of bands there because of his nose and the holding band and his ear, his cheek extensions. Once again, we'll go through here, push back all the bands. The only thing you are going for is the 2 bottom bands. Loom them up. We'll do the same on this side. Push everything back and just grab the bottom 2 bands and loop them forward. Once again, there's a lot of bands here, and we just want the bottom 2. So we're going to push back, grab the bottom 2 bands, loop them forward. Okay, now we can do the center. Grab the bottom 2 bands, pull them over, and don't worry about if his nose gets kind of stuck in there. That's okay, we'll be able to pull it out after. Reach in behind, grab the bottom 2 bands, pull them over his eyes, onto the forward pin. We're trying to keep his eyes together because Wallace just has together eyes. Reach down. I'm going to save that one for last. I'm going to grab the ones from the side and pull them to the center, push them down. Same thing from the right side. Push them down a little bit. Now I'm going to reach in and I'm going to grab the 2 center bands and pull them up. Okay. Check to make sure I've loomed everything from his neck up. It looks like I haven't missed anything. These skin tone bands from AC Moore are kind of flimsy. They're not as high quality as rainbow loom bands. So I'm going to use 2 just because I don't want it to break. I'm going to take my hook, push it through that top peg all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to try and grab those 2 bands, pull them up the center, pull them over, slide my hook back in. I'm going to take the 2 front ones over top of the back ones and off the hook. Give it a little tug. Lift it a little bit, let some tension off. There we go. I don't want to pull too hard because I'm frightened they'll break. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take a metal crochet hook again. This one doesn't have anything on one side. I'm going to use that to help pull him off the loom because I don't want to break any of his bands, and some of it is very, very tight. There we go. Pull this side off. Get his ears and his cheek extensions. Go up around his eyes. Pull him through. Go around his neck, and it's tight there because there are a lot of bands there once again. I'm going to lift this one off because they tend to stretch. This one has that holding band that we wrapped around the center pin, and you have to be careful with that one because it does tend to break. There we go. And here's our Wallace. Stretch his face out a little bit, fix his arms, stretch his legs. There we go. His tie's a little crooked. And Wallace has this way of putting his head down, so I'm going to stick my hook through those neck bands, just kind of pull them a little bit forward. And I see that again, his eyes have moved out from the center. Lift up that band, pull his eye in, and because I've already put his pupils on, I'm just going to turn it around so that his pupils are facing the front so he's not looking backwards. Do the same thing here. I'll twist it around. There we go. I'm going to take my hook, put it through those 2 center bands, and pull those bands around his eyes. Now he looks like he's a little crazy-eyed, and that's okay because it straightens out in the end. There we go. We'll dig out his nose. There it is. Pull it out. There we are. Wallace and his chubby cheeks, his big ears. There we go. You can take his 2 strings at the top. If you don't want to use it for charm strings, you can just take them and hide them down in the back. Pull them like that. Pull it through. There we go. Straighten out his ear. There we are. Straighten out his bands. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do Wallace's mouth. Now that we've got Wallace off the loom, we can go ahead and do his mouth. We're going to take a clear band, which I snipped with a pair of scissors, so that we have one long piece. We need our 4 E-beads. I'm going to use a threader. I don't know if you can see it. Isalicious Designs has a YouTube video on how to make the bead threader, and it's an amazing little device. It works very well with the seed beads. Slide the band into it. We take our E-beads, slide them onto the threader. Just going to slide the beads down onto the band. Remove the threader. There we go. Those are his teeth. And measure to see where I need to put them. I'm going to take my hook. I'm going to poke my hook through his face. I'm going to grab the clear band and pull the clear band back through his face. Here it is. Goes straight through. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Grab the clear band. Pull it through his face. There we go. Now we have the 2 pieces which are holding his teeth in place. For his mouth, I take a single gray rubber band and I place it over, and I use the clear band to hold it. I poke through on the other side of the band, grab the clear band from the back, pull it out to the front, got another band stuck in there. There's the clear band. I'm going to take the gray band and set it down. Reach again from the back, exactly where the band goes for his teeth. Take the clear band, place it over top of the gray band, and pull it back through to the back. Whoop, I lost it. Do it one more time. Poke it up there. Grab the clear band, pull the clear band back through to the back. There it is. And that's going to hold the gray band for his mouth. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Here's the other side of the clear band. I'm going to poke from the front, one band over. Grab that clear band, wrap it around the hook, pull it back through to the front. I'm going to go back right where the band went in for his teeth, pull the clear band over the gray band, wrap it around the hook, and just pull it right back through to the back. There we go. Now we're holding his mouth in place. I'm going to grab both sides of the clear band, and we're just going to tie it in an old-fashioned knot. We can't use a C-clip or an S-clip or a Q-clip because I cut the band so that we would be able to put it through his teeth. Tie your knot, just pull it tight, then you can grab the rubber band to tighten the knot. There we go. Oh, you can turn them over and you can fiddle with it a little bit till you get it set in just the position you like. Once you play with it, you can get it where you want to have it. And there you go. Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be making a grommet tutorial in the next few days. Thank you for watching.